Now, look, comedian Bill Maher claims left-wing censorship died after the Democrats' loss in 2024, saying the defeat created a vibe change. Here he was on Drew Barrymore's podcast. Have a look at this.
It's slightly less dangerous than it was 2 years ago because we did have a vibe change. And because the Democrats lost so badly in 2024, the blush is off the rose on left-wing censorship. And, oh, my God, you can't say that. Stop telling me what I can do.
Well, Alex, I mean, firstly, Drew Barrymore, she sits so close to everyone, doesn't she? Her space invading is frightening. But what do you make of Bill Maher's comments there?
Well, I think he is accurate. There was a vibe shift 2 years ago, but just the audacity of Drew Barrymore to try to act like she is getting censored by the Trump administration when it was always the left that constantly canceled people, canceled athletes on draft night for tweeting a bad word when they were 15 years old, canceled people, got people fired from their jobs for, having an emotional outburst. It was the left that constantly canceled people for speech when her whole job is to talk. And under any administration, she will be able to speak freely more under Donald Trump than any previous administration. So it just shows you that, once again, she's another rich multimillionaire, great actress. I'll give her that. Drew Barrymore's a classically, well-known, famous A-list actress, but she has no idea about politics and she has no idea what the everyday average American struggles with. So, that just shows you she's worried about the vibe shift now. This is the only time in my lifetime where I've been able to speak freely and not worried about constantly getting canceled.
Yeah, a good point. Before we let you go, I mean, what do you make of, you've got Bill Maher coming out saying this yesterday. Jimmy Kimmel was critical of the Democrats. We're talking lefties, Democrat voters who were so hateful and spiteful towards Donald Trump, now suddenly having some sort of come to Jesus moment. What do you reckon?
Well, it is that come to Jesus moment. I like that description because they're realizing that most people aren't on the far right. Most people aren't on the far left. Most people are somewhere in the middle. And we want to be able to speak freely. And we don't want to cancel people. And I think, South Park right now has been going after Trump, but they're getting great ratings. And the right, we don't care when they make fun of Donald Trump. We're not as sensitive as the left. And I think comedians like Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel are seeing that, hey, they actually have a sense of humor on the right. Maybe we should actually change our content to appeal to all Americans and not just half of the country. And that's why Stephen Colbert's show is gone. That's why Howard Stern's show is going to be gone. It's because they only appeal to half of the American population instead of trying to appeal to everyone. So I think this is a big wake-up call, and the vibe is shifting, and people are allowed to speak more freely and unapologetically in America in 2025.
Well, it is about time. Seriously. Alex Stein, great to catch up with you. Thanks so much for joining me on the show.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me.